I'm Riley Harvey for V-Cycling News, and this is Lou's Saturday group ride. I'm doing something that I don't often do today, which is actually getting on the bike and doing some riding. More often I'm in the chair which is next to my bike setup, watching other people put themselves in the game and challenge and test themselves. But today I thought, you know what the heck, I've got some time, got some Christmas weight to lose, so I'll get on Lou's ride and see where we get to, see how well we do. You can see now I'm just riding with a small little group now of Frommer and Hansen. Hansen there has got ECKD behind his name, or after his name, which indicates he's from the East Cycle Club Denmark, who are a group of Danish riders who mostly I'd say spearheaded by Fleming Back, coming over from the Be Cool platform. There's a few riders came over initially, and that group of riders seeming to grow. From what I understand, they're enjoying the RGT platform and they're finding it works well for them, so that's good. I mentioned the Lou's group rides throughout a lot of the time when I'm doing commentary. I mention them because Lou, who's just behind us there, he's a fantastic guy, puts on these group rides every weekend. They have two elements to them. They've got participation from the riders who take part, but they've also got, say, two parts. Got participation. Every ride's got participation. They have guys out here every day. Every time these group rides go on, there's a number of known names that will turn up and shepherd the groups, help riders make it around the course. And that's the way that Lou's set it up. That's the way it was intended to be, is that you'd get people out here riding frequently, helping people get round, helping people to enjoy RGT, getting the most out of the RGT platform, get the most out of cycling. But also in these rides you get some of the racers turn up, and rather than smack down these racers with a watt per kilogram output, don't go faster than this, don't go more than this, don't leave the group don't leave the group ride leader. Lou was like, no, he was cool with it. Said, get yourself out there, go and enjoy it, ride as fast as you want, ride it as a fast group. So that's what those guys do. They go off the front of the ride, treat it almost like a race with a bit more camaraderie, and they blast it off at the front. Generally, there's a bit of a battle between those guys, you know, but it's not a race as such. And they normally keep it fairly close until the last lap, and then it becomes a bit more aggressive and the guys try and get off the front and go for it. So I'm not as fit as I used to be, carrying too much of the Christmas weight around with me. I should be healthier, fitter, being involved in the cycling world, but what can I say, I'm not. I'm trying to get back to that though, definitely trying to get back to that level. So put some music on in the background so you guys aren't constantly listening to my heavy breathing. And hopefully what we'll have is a nice little steady group ride, and I'll try and pop around the groups and have a look at what's happening. All the way around the roads, see who's nailing it off the front of the group and who's taking it easy at the back. I'm just going to fade this across Hopefully that brings in the music. Yeah, looks like it has. Not too loud, I hope, and not too much panting from myself. And we're back into the game, and let's say I'll have a look there. I've got Frommel with me. Hansen just dropped back slightly there. So I'm going to put the chat up on the screen as well, because you can see then what's going on in the game. And you can see that there's lots going on, lots of chat going on, lots of people talking about who they're with. Whether they want to push or take it easy. And we'll just jump up. We got Miriam was with me in the group earlier on. It looks like they've had some technical there. Stepping off the bike. And we've got next group there, Drake and Sid, presumably. And we've got a big group here of Tim Sinclair, Beth O'Dub, and Martin D. And they look like they're just about to get grouped up with FL. Sam Blackmore, Swisher, JC just rolling through there, heading towards Bev Usher. Bev and Colin Brown there. Bev's a frequent flyer in the PRT handicap rides, but he's commonly on the blue rides now most weekends. Colin Brown, Martin, Singer. And we've got another group on the road here, Doherty Bulls, JC, Maltby, Sofaloo, Thomas, Peters and Upton. Upton just leading the front of that group there, just off the front by a few metres. Dorlid, Winter, Shy, Dave Hayes, Harrison, Carstens and Cook there. Nicky Hugard, this is one of the E-Cycle Denmark riders. Quite a proficient rider. Blasting away here, trying to make it up to the next group on the road. Dwingert. With Leg. And then we've got front group here. Tom Smith, Bolt, Pointer, Kulok, Mark, Ogle, Simpson, Brulette. And then I think here we've got the front group for this one. Oh no, it looks like there might be another group in front of these. Felipe Mora, Johnson. Oh, he's dropping back a group there. Mark there, putting in an effort. Darren Ray at the front. Parker. And Brill. Just grouping up to go on there. Got Bulow, Fonzo and Nyland. I think this is the lead group on the road now. Oh no, this is definitely the lead group. We got Fad Levian, Nixon, Vanderlip, Gudus, Goulet, Duaz, Debigar, Schramm. I think that's Ollie Payne there as well, tucked in. Ollie Payne runs several of the herd rides on RGT. Duaz just taking the lead. Duaz is in Team Blue Racing, takes part in many of the TTs that happen, the team time trials. So most of the clubs around RGT now have got team time trial teams, and fantastic fun. You get to meet people on the road, and you get to have some fun. You get to make some virtual friends, you know, people you can meet up with, get riding with Bit of camaraderie, bit of sharing sweat. It's good fun. Beth saying there, I think Lewis found a nice balance. When he tried to keep everyone together, people still spread it out, and others tried to keep us and ended up stranded alone. So I'm going to head back to myself, just check from her. It's on the road there, solo. Push up to Hansen there. Cromwell looks like they've dropped out. Hansen and Pride just ahead of them. And Miran's got back underway. Just having some comments from a Radical Drake there. Not sure where they are on the course, but seems like they're stranded. I'm not sure if it's too late, I think they may have already left. We'll just slow there as we make the catch with Hansen. Frommer's back riding again now. Seeing the team in the listed on the left hand side of the screen. We've got Ed and Lurix and Burrows and Frommer just behind us. What Lou's done there is he dropped back, picked up some of the slightly stranded riders, and he's going to go now at a steady pace and hold them in his draft. Bring them up to our little group, and hopefully they'll stick with me. He'll be able to drop back and pick up anyone else that was stranded. Let's see the live ranking there for the Big Horn sprint. Nicky Hulgaard, 1 minute 6 seconds 93. He's a whole 5 seconds faster than Bryce Dyer. Bryce Dyer is a pretty tidy rider. So that is some speed he's putting in there. See Lou's now closed the gap behind me from 120 metres down to only 60 metres. And the rider's benefiting from his draft there, being brought up. So he'll be with us shortly, and then Lou will drop back again and pick up Moran. And hopefully we'll just be able to keep a steady pace, keep the group together. There we go. Zip on cue, everyone joins up, and with Hansen, Lou's dropping back now. Frommer rolls through into the front. You see the draft saving now around about 60 watts. Be careful now not to drop all the riders. Everyone in a pace line at the moment. Hansen looking back and checking behind, but It's slowing for some reason. It's come to a dead stop there. I'm going to leave you guys with just some music for a little while, and you can have a look at my wonderful avatar. I'll bounce around the camera in a moment. So Carsten's then, just a few minutes ago on the chat, shouted that they were done, and this is one of the things with the group rides with Lou, is that you can ride with Lou at all different paces, and riding up at the front you can go and challenge yourself. You can ride with one of these faster groups, and if you blow up, if you feel like the pace is getting away from you, you can just ease up and drop back on the road. And it looks like Carsten's had a few seconds of recovery, and the group in front has decided that they actually wanted to wait for Carsten to get back in. and they're now regrouping again. There's Carsten back in the group. Leg Harrison, there's Betho Dub there, Dave Hayes. There's Cook as well. So fly up to the front group on the road, see what sort of wattage they're putting out. See Nicky Hugard there, leading this group, after catching up from the back of the ride. Nylin, Brill, Darren Ray. I think this is a second group on the road. Putting a decent pace with Gordon leading the ride there. 3 watts per kilogram, 3.6 watts per kilogram. Parker putting in a bit of an effort, going up to 300 watts. Fonzo, just a little bit isolated at the moment. Talmadge, the same. VW, closing in on Gaddison, Stan, and Nixon. And I think this is this is the second, no, this is the first group on the road. We've got Juhas, Kelly, Stan, Gaddus, a few others there. I think there's Falt Levy and knocking about in there as well. So head back to my group, who, while I've been messing about, I've lost. I'll chase back up onto those guys, and once again put you in silence or just back to the music. Right guys, I think I'm going to bring the live stream to an end because you're getting to watch me just cruise behind Hanson here, who's just opened the taps a little bit and increased the pace. I hope this little bit of a look and a chat has given you more of an idea of what group rides on RGT can be like. There's all different types of group rides. Some are rubber banded, which is effectively an artificial way of keeping the group together. They share the total watts from the group between everyone in order to keep the pack together, and that's that's good for some rides. I'm sure there's some people who really enjoy that, and it can stop you getting demoralised by being dropped, but it does kind of lose some of the skills, and having to watch the wheel in front keep your drafting pace, and knowing what actual wattage you're riding at, where you would be in the pack. I think that's an important skill to learn, and one that can be learned easily on group rides and then implemented in races, whereas the rubber band eliminates those skills, and that you don't get the same feeling. There's also group rides of the type that I think Team 3R, I'm not sure if Team 3R are doing any group rides at the moment. Actually, I have to speak to Matt Looker about that, but Herd definitely do, of the type where it's a controlled pace, and the idea is that the lead rider rides as close as they can to a set watt per kilogram, and everyone tries to clump around them. Again, good rides, you can learn those skills of keeping your watt per kilogram level, using your ability to draft, but again, a little bit forced, unnatural in some ways. So yeah, Hanson's just asking me if the pace is okay, which it is for me. I find it slightly challenging because I'm, as I mentioned, carrying my Christmas weight, and I think you might have seen on the chat Tim Sinclair mentioned he was watching his heart rate. I think there's a number of riders. I myself have had COVID. I know Tim has. I wouldn't be surprised if the majority of the riders on RGT have had it by now. It's gone through a lot. And I had some ill effects from it. I wouldn't say long COVID, but certainly noticeable for considerable time after the main symptoms had subsided, and I don't know whether I'm feeling the effects of that continuing, or whether just because I was trying to avoid exercise in order to recover, whether I've now ended up in a little bit of a part where I can't tell which is me being unfit and which is me being ill. So trying to gradually work my way back to fitness. Hanson down in recovery power bars there, so I expect they're treating this as a recovery ride, and just this is their easy pace. Hate to see what they're like when they're racing full out. And lead riders will be finished the race now. So, as I say, this is our loose group ride. There's another one on Sunday. Sundays happen on Kielder. Kielder's just one lap, and it's a more of a varied course, a little bit of elevation in it. Nothing too challenging. You know, the idea is that you can ride as a group and you can ride within your comfortable limits, but you know, it's slightly different in order to create some variation. Lou gets asked on occasion, why don't you do a ride here? Why don't you do an extra lap? Why don't you do mountains? And simple answer is, he doesn't want to. His rides are successful, they work, they're about being in groups, and there's the option there for any premium member in RGT to create themselves a group ride and run it however they want to. And you know, that's what we'd like to see, is guys creating group rides that they want and encouraging people to join in. Hopefully then there'll be more and more variation, more and more group rides on RGT to suit all different users, and gradually bring more users to the platform. So like I say, that's it for today for me. I've got 10 kilometers left remaining on this ride, and I'm going to try and finish those off without getting too out of breath. Good fun chatting to you guys. Hope you've enjoyed this bit of a stream, and I'll catch you next time. And the next scheduled stream I've got is definitely the Thursday night PRT handicap race, but we may be able to cover the Heroica series on Tuesday night, which is run by Moon Riders, so hopefully we'll be covering that. I think that's the 7:30 start, that race. And there's also Jim Lawyer, covers some of the races for us in the American time zone, and he's covering the NorCal event, which is late Tuesday night, early Wednesday morning for the UK. It's Tuesday evening for the guys in Northern California, so if you're in that time zone, hit that race up. It's on RGTDB. It's a promoted event within the app. Always some good interesting courses, and there's a nice little bunch of loyal racers in it as well, so you can give yourself a little bit of a competition. Have a great weekend, and we'll speak to you all again soon.